Good evening. I'm Jenna DeAngelis in for Jessica Moore. As the war in Gaza reaches its one-year mark tomorrow, Israelis remain enraged and deeply shaken. Many of the families of Hamas hostages don't know if their loved ones are alive. More than 1,200 people were killed in the surprise attack by Hamas last October 7th. 250 people were kidnapped and nearly 100 hostages are still being held in Gaza. Since the war began, the Palestinian Health Ministry says Israeli attacks have killed more than 41,000 people, and the war has displaced nearly the entire Gaza population. Just today, an Israeli strike on a mosque in the Gaza Strip killed at least 19 people. This as Israel intensifies its bombardment of the northern Gaza and southern Lebanon in a widening war with terror groups across the region. Here in the tri-state area, families are coming together today to repeat their calls for a ceasefire and to bring Israeli hostages home. Kristie Keleshian heard from some of those families today at a rally in Central Park.
Bring them home now! Bring them home now!
Every weekend since October 7th, 2023, a gathering in Central Park demanding the release of Israeli hostages. On Sunday, almost exactly a year later, emotions are still just as raw.
In a million years, I never thought that we will reach this point.
Adi Alexander's son, Idan Alexander, grew up in Tenafly, New Jersey. He joined Israeli Defense Forces 2 years ago, and on October 7th of last year, while protecting residential areas near the Gaza border, he was taken by Hamas. His mother, Yael Alexander, was visiting family in Israel at the time.
He told me he was okay, even though things were already getting dangerous around him. That was the last time I heard my son's voice. As a mother, I cannot describe the pain of not knowing where your child is or how easy.
Pictures of even more loved ones, hostages still believed to be alive, and those who've passed are posted on a fence tied with yellow ribbon. Families wore stickers with the number 366 on them, marking a grim milestone in the amount of days the war has carried on.
There is nothing to justify what is happening. And there's also a lot of lives lost in Gaza and in Palestine. We want this war to end.
Families have had to update the ages of the hostages on their posters, just emphasizing on the fact that they've spent several holidays and even their own birthdays away from loved ones over the past year.
You can't think about it all the time or else you drive yourself insane. So you have to balance, thinking about the reality of the situation and also taking time to just touch grass, breathe air, be with the people you love, because that's really what matters most.
Although it's been nothing short of a painful year for these families, they believe there's strength in numbers as they call for their loved ones to make it home alive.
It's a day-to-day struggle, we in an upside-down world. But we have to stay focused. We have 2 more kids to raise and to stay strong for our kid. There is no choice.
A ceasefire would give families on both sides a chance to reunite, to children to feel safe again, and for peace to begin.
The Hostages and Missing Families Forum plans to hold a memorial for the lives lost in the war on Monday, October 7th, outside of Columbia University. In Central Park, Kristie Keleshian, CBS News, New York.